What are you wearing?
It's fall, so something warm.
Well, you look like my history professor.
Bingo. Today I'm going to teach you some history. The real spiel on history.
Why?
Are you so bad at history that you forgot what we talked about last week? Cue flashback. You do know what you've been saying is completely incoherent, right? The Founding Fathers died in the 1700s, probably. The 17th Amendment gave people the right to vote for senators. It did not censor me individually. Did you pass history?
No, it's very boring.
Wake the frig up, Josh! Dude, I know what we're doing next week. I'm gonna give you a history lesson.
This is so unnecessary.
You're right. You know what? I'm tired. Let's go to the intro.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Real Deal, Ball State's premier entertainment news show. I'm your host, Josh.
And I'm Colin Mammoth.
I'm so glad I dodged that stupid history lesson today.
Stupid?
Yeah, who cares about history?
Okay, I'm gonna let you know history is very important for a lot of...
La 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 la.
Josh! Dude. Okay, fine. No history lesson today. But how about we get a lesson from this first segment?
It is finally Halloween season, which means people like me are about to binge watch a whole lot of horror movies. If you're looking for a new horror film to watch in theaters, check out Barbarian. Barbarian was written and directed by Zach Krager. The story follows a woman that rents an Airbnb just to find out that another man is staying there. Although that sounds creepy enough, she soon discovers a dark evil hiding in the basement. That is all I'm going to share about this film plot-wise. The advertisements for this film have been very good at keeping the film a secret. It is so much more than that, and I just described. I admire this film a lot because it constantly keeps itself fresh and goes in places not many people will see coming. I love going into films not knowing much about the plot. Too many films nowadays spoil 70% of the film's plot in the trailers, but not Barbarian. This film is actually frightening at times. The cinematography really helps with this because at times it can effectively feel like you are in the character's shoes or even stalking them like the horrifying presence in the Airbnb. There's one shot specifically that I think will give people nightmare fuel. I personally was nervously laughing during it because it was just so good. What I did not expect from this film was the comedy sprinkled in. This film at times can be pretty funny. It comes from how certain characters react to what is going on. It's not a straight up comedy though. This movie wants to scare you. What really surprised me was how the themes of the story started to reveal themselves. By the end, you may not see the barbarian that you expect. When my friends and I finished our screening, one of the first things they said was, "Who's the barbarian?" I have my own interpretation of who the barbarian was, but I think a lot more people will get different interpretations. Or everyone will agree on it. Who knows? I don't know. Barbarian is a refreshingly fun horror film that I can see getting a cult status in the future. My only flaw with the film is that certain things that happen in the story do not really wrap up by the time the credits roll. If you decide to see it, go in as blind as possible and bring a group of friends for a fun time. If I had to give this film a score, I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. It is in theaters now and will most likely be heading to the streaming service Hulu pretty soon. That's all from me. Hope you're doing well. Have a good day.
You know, I enjoyed that lesson a lot more than whatever you were about to spew.
I'm not going to take that to heart.
You would have been censored anyways, but this next segment might not be.
Dude, we still have more lines.
Since you've made fun of me for reading the prompter wrong, I haven't been reading the prompter.
Wait, what do you mean? At all? What are you trying to say?
The lines don't just appear in your head?
No, I guess not.
Sucks to suck. Let's get to this next segment. I think I see it.
Rihanna. Yep, That's right. There's nothing more for me to say other than Rihanna. Now, normally I would be saying celebrity names on a one-line basis if it was Beyonce, because, well, it's freaking Beyonce. Well, you see my point. That's right, football season is here, and the biggest game of the year cannot get here fast enough. Let's discuss the winning touchdown story on Kiana's Culture Crave. Hey guys, welcome back to Kiana's Culture Crave. Now before we get into today's craving story, I want to apologize to everybody that is watching this. Now you're probably questioning, why are you sorry? Because you pretty much are going to hear me talk about the queen, the legend, the icon herself, Miss Robin Fenty, aka Rihanna, for the next how many minutes of this segment. And finally, I will be talking about something other than my supernatural addiction, or mentioning that Jensen Ackles is now on my top 5 celebrity crush list. But then again, I am reminded in every conversation that I have with my friends, or here at The Real Deal, it always comes full circle. Do I feel bad that I keep bringing up about it every single time? Yes. Do I need to shut up about it? Absolutely. Maybe I'll tell myself to shut up about this. At some point I have to. Maybe I won't. Gosh, I need help. But anyways, now that football season is officially underway, the NFL has just announced the headliner for Super Bowl 57 halftime show, and that is Rihanna. This will be her first live performance in nearly 4 years, and this will be her first performance since giving birth to her first child, a baby boy, with rapper A$AP Rocky. Still waiting on those baby pictures, by the way. But most importantly, waiting on that album. Here's my theory. Rihanna may have said yes to performing at the Super Bowl because she is going to release new music next year in early 2023. In recent years, she has been asked to perform at the Super Bowl, but she's turned it down. She has been recording her album for the last 6 years, and the Army has been begging and begging for her to release it since her last album in 2016, Anti. And what I mean by the Army, that's what she calls her fans. If you ask me, she wouldn't have said yes to performing on one of the world's biggest stages if it was for a good reason. I'm calling it now. New album 2023, okay? Thank me later. No drink pun intended. Now for me, I am super pumped for this year's Super Bowl halftime show because it's Rihanna we're talking about here. And to be honest, I'm excited to see her in action again. Now we all know that she is a millionaire, rightfully so, sitting next on that honor next to Oprah. To be honest, she's been living her best life. She runs a multi-million-dollar beauty cosmetics company, Fenty Beauty, and of course, Fenty X Savage. Now, even though I never thought about her taking the stage at the Super Bowl this year because she's rich and she can pretty much do whatever she wants because she has a lot of free time, at least in my opinion, especially now that she's a new mom. I had 2 picks for this year's Super Bowl performance. First was Ciara. She literally is married to Russell Wilson, who had just signed on to join the Denver Broncos as their new quarterback. And who knows, if they make the Super Bowl again this year, this will be their first Super Bowl since 2016. And she's an electric performer. Second was Megan Thee Stallion. She has quite the year of success, and what better way to top off by performing at the Super Bowl? Since we're keeping up with this whole hip-hop R&B theme going on with Snoop, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar performing this year, why not? And my guess, if Megan was performing, I wouldn't be surprised if she brought out Cardi B, or maybe Megan and Ciara with Cardi at the same time. Yes! Now, my top 3 favorite Super Bowl performances are Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, and Bruno Mars and Chris Martin. From Katy dancing with a shark on stage, from Gaga catching a football at the end of her performance, between Coldplay and the epic dance-off between Queen Bee and Bruno, you just can't top that. Every time I watch that, it makes me want to get up and dance. So there you have it. Super Bowl in Arizona? Check. Performance by Rihanna? Double check. I know without a doubt this is going to be epic and amazing. So epic that will pretty much be a blackout just like Beyonce caused. And I wouldn't be mad at it, because next to Beyonce, she's the queen. But the biggest question, who will be the 2 teams fighting for the coveted Lombardi trophy? Once again, man, I wish I knew. I am rooting for the Green Bay Packers to get a win this year, and most importantly, I am an underdog when it comes to some of the teams in the NFL. Wanting teams who haven't won a Super Bowl yet or haven't won in a long time. Maybe even the Seahawks could be in the Super Bowl. The Cowboys, even? Passionate fans tell me that I can only support one football team instead of several, but I just can't. I will always be a diehard Packers fan, but I like the Cowboys and the Giants. I know there's going to be a whole debate, but won't get into it because the last thing that I want is to get tackled by passionate football players like it's some sort of fantasy football game. Well, maybe they can, but just don't come for the face because this is all I got. But anyways, that's all I got on the menu for today. Now, I'm going to plan the menu for the Super Bowl party. Maybe get some good old buffalo wings, jalapeno cheese poppers, fire up the grill with some cheeseburgers with onion and garlic, onion and artichoke spinach dip, and one of my personal favorites, buffalo wing cauliflower mixed with ranch. Mixed with that good old-fashioned football-themed margarita or drink. Yep, this is making me hungry, which is why I gotta go get something after this. Hopefully. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next week for another plate of pop culture on Kiana's Culture Crave. Bye, guys.
So, are you not going to explain how you see the lines in your head?
That's a secret you'll never learn.
Come on, dude. I promise I will never, ever bring up history again if you talk to me about it.
Thinking.
You know, you kind of sound like a robot when you do that.
Fine. I will tell you during this last segment.
Hey, I'm Owen, and this is my first segment since last year. It is a little weird not being the host this time around, but I'm kind of welcoming that change. Anyway, one of my complaints about modern music is that it all kind of sounds the same. I have like really bad scatterbrain, as Courtney can attest to, and my music taste changes pretty much every hour. Well, I watched the South Park 25th anniversary concert with Primus and Ween with my mom a couple weeks ago, which sounds really lame, and I know. But through that show, I did learn that Ween is actually pretty sweet. I know that I talked about Dean and Gene on the last podcast, but I actually took the time to remember some album names this time. The first album I listened to was White Pepper, and if you want to try that new artist out, I would recommend that for the first exposure. It's pretty safe and poppy and well produced. The early stuff was made on a 4-track cassette recorder, and it's pretty lo-fi. It is great, though, really grungy. After that, I did listen to a greatest hits playlist of theirs, and now I just can't stop listening to them. My second favorite story of that band comes from the song Transdermal Celebration from the 2003 album Quebec. Jesus, this is a mouthful. Why did I write this much? The lead guitarist, Dean Ween, said in a Facebook post, "My roadie told me that Carlos Santana's equipment, including his guitars, had arrived via a trucking company that night out at their depot. Carlos was recording an appearance on Good Morning America the next morning, and his equipment was to be delivered to the set in New York City in just a couple hours. Dean then arrived at that depot at 2 a.m., broke in, took pictures of all of Santana's equipment the way it was packaged so that he could put it back the way it was. He set up all of his gear. He recorded the solo in one take. It's pretty sweet. It's a good solo. It's a great song. Anyway, I gotta say, I love the chaos in their lives and in their music. It's a really big part of the appeal for me personally. Anyway, I hope you learned something here, as useless as it may have been. I'll hand it back off to our fantastic hosts. I'll see you next time."
I'm so shocked. I would swear, but I'll probably be censored.
I know. It's crazy.
Don't use that tone with me. Now I know you, the real you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow. Surely this won't be some important and elaborate plot for a future episode with a lot of depth and lore to it. I highly doubt that, especially since I'm sitting here talking about it. Dude, come on, writers. This is great. This is great.
I think I'm seeing the final words now.
Hey, everybody. It's me. It's Colin Marth. Back alongside you to talk about some more things. I was late today for filming because I'm stupid and I have no sense of time or anything such. But anyways, that's not important right now. Today, on the day of filming, it is the 30th anniversary of two of my favorite albums, Core and also Dirt by Alice in Chains. Core is by Stone Temple Pilots, I forgot to mention. And also something else that's kind of important. It's my brother's birthday, but I don't really care about him. But anyways, speaking of music, yesterday was the first episode of my radio show, Colin's Corner on 91.3 WCRD. I had Man of the Flood in. I'm going to upload the archive onto YouTube. If you want to go listen to that, you can find it on my YouTube. Stuff with Colin, that is one word, STUFFWITHCOLLIN. Please listen. Please, I need support. I need validation. Don't be mean or I will block you. Anyways, guys, my name's Colin Marth. Like you've heard several times already, this is episode 3 of The Real Deal. Let's get started. we're ending.
Hey guys, it's Josh. I'm back with another moment, just you and I. Today I'm going to talk about Dahmer, the new Netflix series. It came out on September 21st, and it is created by Ryan Murphy, and it stars Evan Peters in the titular role. I was excited to see this. I mean, I've seen a couple other films that have taken on this case and this story. So I was excited, but not super excited, but it honestly blew me out of the water. I'm only on episode 7 now. Episode 6 absolutely destroyed me. I think what they've done with this is they're bringing light to the victim's story and showing what they actually went through, and I think that's highly important instead of just glamorizing Dahmer. So yeah, it's a lot more than just him. It's personal, it's real, and it's touching. So yeah, check it out if you get the chance and if you're into that type of stuff, and I'll see you next week. As always, thanks for watching. If you want to see anything else from us here at The Real Deal, be sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our website for all things entertainment. I'm Josh Pavlovsky.
And I'm Colin Marth. Thanks for watching.